welcome to African Food Boss. My name is Caroline and I am your host. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please just take a second and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. That way you're the first to know when we post new content. So today we are about to make one of my favorite no hassle meals, especially on days when I'm really busy. Now this is going to be my chicken stew, and I mean, like you guys are going to see, it's really easy, straightforward. And like I said, these are on days when I don't have time to, you know, like fry the chicken, prep the chicken, or bake the chicken or anything like that. So now I'm just going to let you guys know like what our ingredients are, and then we'll get right into it. So in here I have bell peppers, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and about a quarter of a medium-sized onion. So I'm going to blend all of these together, and then in this bowl right here is my green spice mix, and pretty much not just green spice, my spice mix I guess I should say, because in here we have some ginger, garlic, parsley, and celery. That's all we have in here. And then here is our green onions and a habanero pepper. Now if you're not, you know, if you don't like spicy stuff, then you could just skip, you know, don't put the habanero pepper in there. And then this is the rest of our medium onion. So this is like 3/4 of a medium onion. The remaining 1/4 we're going to blend with the other with our bell peppers. And oh, and I think I forgot to say, so in here there's bell peppers, there's red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and tomatoes as well. There's about 2 tomatoes in there with the 1/4 of a medium-sized onion. And then of course in here are our bay leaves. There's 3, you know, small bay leaves. And then here are our dry spices. And in this recipe I just use some white pepper, some black pepper, coarse ground black pepper, a little bit of thyme. You can skip that if you know you don't want to put it in there, that's fine. And then salt, and of course our tomato bouillon with chicken flavor. Now you could use maggi if you're in Cameroon. You could use maggi, or you know, any other bouillon, or you know, a different version of it, that's fine as well. And then of course we have a little bit of oil. Now this will also be a really good recipe for people who are, you know, are into more healthy recipes, like trying to avoid using a lot of oil when cooking. This will be a good recipe for you guys as well, because I do not fry the chicken. And mind you, in this recipe we're using hard chicken. Now if you use, you know, like the regular chicken or the soft chicken, you won't like it at the end of the day, because it's probably going to be too soft. So I am using my hard chicken, which I already washed and prepared and everything. Now if you have some extra time, what you can do is, you know, let the chicken marinate with the spices for probably a couple of hours or even overnight for better results. But like I said, usually when I make this recipe, I am really trying to get something really quick for my family to eat. So I will show you guys how I just mix my spices in here. So in here, like I said, is the maggi, the salt, the black pepper, the ground pepper, a little bit of thyme, and you know, I'm just going to mix all of that in here. I already washed my hands, and as you guys already know, I like to go in there with my hands. So I'm just going to mix everything in. Just mix everything. Alright, so that looks good. And then I take my spice mix, or my spice blend, my wet spice blend, and like I said, there's ginger, garlic, celery, and parsley in here. I do 2 tablespoons. Okay. And then also just mix everything in. You could use a ladle if you want, but I usually just like to go in with my hands. Okay, and then I throw in my bay leaves and my onions. Okay, all right, so I let all of that just sit in there and do its thing, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend my bell peppers, my tomatoes, and the rest of my onion. And I'm just going to put some water to facilitate the blending process. So I just go ahead and I blend. You don't want it to be too fine or too smooth, because at the end of the day you want like a little bit of those chunks in there. It gives your stew a little bit more, I guess I should say, character. I don't know, I just prefer it like with this little chunks and those little bits in there, so I make sure I don't blend it to be too smooth. Okay, so I go ahead and I just pour this in here. Just pour everything in there, set that aside, and then this time around I use my spoon or ladle. If you have a ladle, that's fine. So I just do that. So everything is in there except the green onions, the habanero pepper, and the oil. So I'm going to go ahead and close my pot, and I will turn on the heat and let it do its thing. Alright guys, so we're going to check our stew, and it's looking really good in here. It looks like everything has reduced really well, and if you look, like, you can see some oil in it. I haven't added any oil in it at all. So I mean, this is another way you could use to cook your oilless hard chicken stew. Mind you, like I said, it's hard chicken. Like in Cameroon we call it Contri fowl. If you try this method with the regular soft chicken, it's not going to come out good. It's going to be too soft. So at this point I'm just going to go ahead and add my green onions. I usually, in Cameroon we call these leeks, by the way. I usually like to throw these in last because I don't like it when it's overcooked. So my green onions and my habanero pepper go in last, and I did not blend the habanero pepper with everything else because not everybody in my household eats very spicy food or likes habanero pepper in their food. So I just usually throw it in whole, that way like whoever wants it can get it. Now another thing I do is sometimes I just do like pepper sauce separate, and then whoever wants it in their food, they can put it in it as well, and that way I don't have to worry about throwing in habanero peppers in the stew. So this is looking really good, and I already know it tastes amazing. I'm just going to close everything and let those green onions cook a little bit, and that will be it. So I'll show you guys the final product in a little bit. While all of that is happening, my rice is almost perfectly cooked in here as well, and I will show you guys how everything looks in a second. Alright guys, so I think this is looking perfect right now. This is absolute perfection. Everything looks exactly how I wanted it to look. So I mean, definitely try out this recipe and let me know what you guys think. Final product, this is your hard chicken stew, the easy method. I did not add in any oil. All of the oil you see is what came out of the chicken. As you know, the chicken and the bell peppers and the tomatoes and the spices, as everything reduced. This is how the final product looks. Absolutely delicious.